What up, Laker Nation? It's your boy DTLF, man, back with another one here, pregame for the Lakers versus the Clippers. Today is going to be a very interesting video. We're going to talk about multiple things. The Lakers apparently had a players meeting to vent and voice their frustration with the front office, and I guess they vented and they were heard, but it's crazy, right? And all of a sudden, reports that the Lakers, want to trade Jordan Clarkson and Julius Randle. So it's crazy right now what's going on with the organization. Everything seems to be in disarray. Obviously, the players are not going to be happy and content hearing their names in the trade rumor mill, right? What's up, LA Forever? What's up, everybody? Welcome to the live stream. Got love for you guys too, man. I appreciate you. So here goes. The Lakers, already had a meeting with their players apparently, and it's gonna get pretty. I mean, I guess we're gonna have to buckle down and see what can happen. Shout out to Cherries. I see you, bro. But it's gonna be crazy. We'll see what happens moving forward. Now, this could impact us in a negative way or in a positive way. So we're gonna see. Obviously, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with Julius Randle's minutes, because I'm sure some of this meeting tonight had to do with, with his lack of playing time and trade rumors for Jordan Clarkson. I'm sure they're all frustrated. But look, this is what comes with playing for the Lakers in LA. All right, when you play for the Lakers, you're expected to win. If you don't win, don't be surprised, especially if you've been here for 3 to 4 years, if your name starts surfacing in rumors. So it's crazy, man. Anything can happen. What's up, Problem? How you doing, bro? So yeah, get that out of the way. I'm glad they had this meeting. They had a heart-to-heart. Looks like they got everything off their chest, and now we're gonna see how it gets settled. Now, again, it's gonna be interesting to see whether Julius Randle's minutes increase or they continue to stay low. That, to me, is gonna tell me whether, doesn't matter if they vented their frustrations. At the end of the day, maybe it's already set in motion. Maybe Julius Randle's already going to get traded regardless. Maybe Clarkson's going to get moved. I mean, that's what the rumors are starting to circulate, and we'll see what happens. But at the end of the day, we do have some updates here for the Lakers. Luckily, Kyle Kuzma seems that he's going to be ready to go tonight. Just got the update not too long ago on Twitter. So it seems like Kyle Kuzma's going to be able to run. So, yes, at least we have a shot. Also, Brandon Ingram, continues to improve, and he's going to play again tonight. Unfortunately, Lonzo Ball, however, is not going to get reevaluated till the end of the weekend. So we're still going to have a couple of games without him, right? So not looking forward to that. We need our floor general out on the floor. On the other end of the spectrum, it looks like the Clippers are going to get Blake Griffin and Wesley Johnson back. So that's not good. That's never good. But that's the update I have for you guys in this game. Now, what are the keys? Again, keep them off the boards. Thank you guys, man. I appreciate it. Just got this hoodie. Keep them off the boards. Play defense, limit transition buckets, and get transition buckets. Get out and run. We're a younger team. We got to get more stuff in transition. Of course, that's going to be harder without our playmaker in Lonzo. And hopefully, like I said, they vented and got everything off their chest, and they start playing together as a unit, because we really need to come together. So, we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, guys, it's just interesting to me. Tell me what you guys think, man. I want to hear down in the comment section below. What do you guys think about this players-only meeting? Not players-only. Actually, they met with the front office and the coaching staff to voice their frustration. So what do you guys think? You think it's going to impact us negatively or positively? It already seems like, Luke Walton has lost the majority of the locker room. So, I mean, I don't see how they can continue to bottom out. I think something good has to come from here, whether it be a trade or rotation moves or something. But it's always good, when teams are not happy for losing. So that's the only thing that I'm happy about. Predict the score. Be honest. I think we're going to win. I always think we're going to win. But I think hopefully we could turn this around, man. We need to. 100 to 95, hopefully, in our favor. Their record sucks. This meeting meant nothing. No meeting ever means nothing. All right? This meeting was an opportunity for guys to say, to be heard. It's not the best place to have these kind of conversations are in private meetings, not in public. We don't want them lashing out at the head coach. in front of the media and just get blown out of proportion. Rather have it in private, and we'll see what happens, man. We'll see what happens. But it looks like Thomas Bryant and Zubats, they were sent down to the G League. Now they're recalled. So, again, I'm still hoping for some of them to get minutes. I see you guys are as well. This is good for our team because I feel like... Let me read it. My bad, bro. This is good for our team because I feel like the team's been losing a lot and don't know if they should try hard to win since they might get traded. You always got to try hard. Even if you're not playing for the current team, you're always being scouted by other teams. So you always got to play hard in the league. No excuses, But I agree. Meeting can only be good, in my opinion. Dan, me and the family might go to the Lakers game on January 3rd versus Oklahoma City Thunder. Are you interested in coming to that game in Staples Center? January 3rd. I've been really busy lately, man. I'd love to come, but I'm probably just going to have to stay here and handle it from home and cover it, man. But I appreciate the offer, Arthur. I really do appreciate it, man. As soon as I go to the Laker game, I promise you guys I'm going to vlog it. I'm still trying to go this year, but I've been busy with work and all. So we'll see what happens, man. But at the end of the day, I love covering it for you guys, even if I can't from here, from the house. Never good when they're trying to trade you. Yeah, it's never good, but at the same time, like I said, you have to be a professional about it. Look, you've been here for 3 to 4 years. Most of these players have, at least. And if they get moved, it's because, unfortunately, they either don't fit into the system or they're starting to pout for limited minutes. And honestly, something has to give. This is not working out. If they were really high-impact players, they'd be translating into more victories, in my opinion. So I think almost any player can be expandable. Any player that's been here 2 to 3 years and it's not really helping us get victories, yes, you do need a whole team, but basketball is a team sport, but it's also an individual sport. Do you guys remember when we traded for Pau Gasol, all of a sudden we started winning? We turned that season around from losing to winning. Yes, we had Kobe and Bynum was injured, but still, players can make differences. So if they're really high-impact players, they have to make a difference. However, I do understand they're still young and have a lot of upside. I love Randall. I love Clarkson. I don't hate these dudes. I just feel like it might be their time to go. Look, Julius is never going to be a starter here. Most likely not. Not with the emergence of Kyle Kuzma and the potential of landing an all-star. So he'd be probably better suited elsewhere where he can actually start and be a cornerstone for some team. As far as Clarkson goes, the only reason I can see them trading him is, one, because they need more playmaking. And he just provides scoring, which is great off the bench. I wouldn't like to trade him, but again, how many assets do you have, really? Those are probably our 2 main tradable assets. Outside of that, teams are going to want guys like Lonzo, Kuzma, and Ingram, so you don't want to touch those. However, like I said, we're limited on assets, and also Josh Hart is getting up there, so those are players you don't want to trade. But the franchise has made it clear. There's players that are on the trading block, and obviously they're frustrated because their names are being put out there, right, by the media. If anything, I do think the front office could do a better job of keeping that behind closed doors till something actually happens. But we'll see, man. It's going to be interesting. What do you guys think, man? I want to know you guys' opinion. I came here a little bit early because I wanted to talk to you guys. I'm going to read a couple of comments off. It's going to be interesting. Let's see. Trade Clarkson and Randall for Blake Griffin. No, Javier. Blake Griffin is always injured, and he's not that great. I mean, he's a good player, but again, the Clippers are a middle-of-the-road team. Yeah, they're better than us in the past, but they had Chris Paul. Look at Blake Griffin's barely coming back from injury. It almost seems like he takes big quarters off of the season every single season. So we don't want injury-prone players. No big contracts traded for draft picks. I have no problem with that. I have no problem with that. So I agree that could be one way to go. The rumor is that the Lakers are going for one of the stars players now, and they're probably going to get the second. We'll try to get the second one in free agency. So they're going for either DeMarcus or Paul George now, with pieces like Clarkson, Randall, and God knows who else. And they're gonna, hopefully try to land the other one in free agency. That to me is a very plausible scenario. I think the Lakers can pull off a blockbuster trade from here till the trade deadline. But the question is, are we gonna have to dangle one of these important assets? Somebody like Josh Hart. I would hate to dangle him in a trade, but we'll see. Again, I would say detach yourself from emotion, guys, because something's gonna go down. I'm just like most of the fan base where I'm really attached to players. But I've with all this losing, you kind of have to be open minded because you can't keep everything and add, right? If you guys want to trade, you're gonna have to give something up. Teams aren't looking for garbage. Teams are looking for something good. So they're coming for our good young players like Randall, Clarkson, Josh Hart, maybe even Kuzma. They're gonna try to get them in trades. So you have to have an open mind if you want a star. So I'm trying to detach myself from feelings. Again, I told you guys why I don't buy jerseys, because I just don't see certain players being permanent. Unless they contribute to winning, that's when they stay for years. But when you're in a losing team, anybody can be had. That's the scary part, right? We don't want certain key players to go. Would you trade Dang, Ingram, Randall for C.J. McCollum and Noah Vonleh? I want a lineup of Lonzo, McCollum, Paul George, Kuzma, and Boogie. I mean, if the Portland Trailblazers were trading C.J. McCollum, yes, because C.J. McCollum is a beast. And he's a sharpshooter, and he can take you off the dribble and create and do all kinds of stuff. So, yes, I would probably make that trade. But I don't think Portland will. How about Clarkson, Randall, and Lopez for Anthony Davis? Again, I'd make that trade as well, even though Anthony Davis is always injury prone. If you don't have to give up Ingram or something major, I'd make the trade. However, I don't think the Pelicans do that move. We have to be realistic, guys, as Laker fans. DeMarcus Cousins is greater than Paul George. Trade for DeMarcus Cousins and include Ingram if needed. Sign PG-13 to replace him. Sorry, B.I., Kuz, and PG are better. I don't know. I'm not sold on that, man. I'm still not sold on trading Ingram, but we'll see. We'll see what Magic thinks. What's good, Brian Jackson? I see you, bro. Hey, Ira. How you doing? Welcome to the live stream. Can we move Luke's contract? You know what? That's an interesting question. Moving Luke's contract is... I think it is possible, but I don't think they'll do it. However, I do remember the Clippers trading for Doc Rivers, so I think it actually is possible. What's with the players-only meeting? I don't think it was a players-only meeting, Brian. I think they actually met with the front office and the coaching staff to voice their displeasure. Like I said, my theory is I feel like guys like Julius Randle and Clarkson, whose names are being floated in trade rumors, are disgruntled because they probably thought they were a part of the future. However, Julius Randle's a bit trickier because his contract comes up. And even though we do have his rights, there's a rumor going that if we keep him on the bench for... we don't start him for 8 games, you can offer him less, which is kind of something cheap. I don't think the Lakers are capable of doing that. We're a class organization, so I just don't see that. However, it is interesting that he hasn't gotten a lot of minutes. So there's a lot of question marks surrounding Julius Randle right now. He might get traded. He might not. I don't know. But if I had to predict it, if I had to bet my money on it, I say he gets moved by the trade deadline. What is your realistic opinion on possible trade before the trade deadline? Ira, man, there's so many. I've been hit with so many scenarios. My brain is just going like this. Twitter has hit me with different trade scenarios. You guys have hit me with different ones. I've played with the trade machine a little bit. Anything's realistic as long as and it's not like the Lakers landing a superstar like Anthony Davis. I don't see that happening. However, DeMarcus Cousins, his contract comes off the books. Potentially, I could see something like that happening. But the question is, will they take Clarkson and Randall plus a pick? Or are they going to want something more like Brandon Ingram? Or are they going to be stubborn like the Kings were? If that's the case, we might have to wait till free agency. So it's tough right now. The whole trade deadline is a question mark. And remember, it's most of the time it's the trades you don't hear about that end up happening. Like nobody heard about Gasol before he landed with the Lakers. Nobody heard about Ariza before the Orlando Magic traded him to us. So it's always the players you rarely hear about. Those are the ones the Lakers end up getting. So I'm just saying. What's up, Combat Sports Talk? I see you, bro. How you doing, man? Julius Randle for Thon Maker. You know what? Thon Maker's a project. I wouldn't even mind Thon Maker, but they'd have to include a second-round pick because Randle's more NBA ready and he's ready to contribute. Randle's a really good player, guys. That's why he's going to hurt whenever he gets traded. Does he get sloppy at times? Yes, but he is a beast down low. I mean, he can score at will at times. And so I love him coming off the bench as a starter. A lot of people hated him, but I think we saw too small of a sample size. So maybe he could have grown into that role. Unfortunately, the emergence of Kyle Kuzma is going to negate that for him. And Larry Nance did a decent job at starting as well, even though I think he's for sure a role player and should always come off the bench. So that's always tricky, man. It's going to be hard to see Julius Randle go, especially if he, develops elsewhere and becomes a star in the future. That's very possible. you got to remember when you trade these players, sometimes the front office looks at their team and they go, well, these players aren't helping us win games, so they're tradable. But sometimes you got to look closer. It might not be those players that are the reason you're not winning games. Sometimes it's the players around those players. Now, I'm not saying it's either or. Again, it's debatable, right? I've myself made the argument that it's time for a move, and I still believe it. But it's tough when you trade these players. You want to make sure you get the right pieces in return. For example, the D'Angelo Russell trade, Laker fan base would have been upset if all we got in return was Brook Lopez. Thankfully, we got that pick that turned out to be Kyle Kuzma. Everybody's hush about it, right? So that's why they're taking their sweet time and making a move. I think Magic is trying to sweeten whatever deal we get and try to include some assets coming our way in return. Because when you give up a player like Randall who's ready to contribute day one, you got to get some assets in return. You can't just get it for expiring contracts. So it's a tough scenario, but we'll see what happens. Do you think the players will take a little less money to form a super team in LA? Not these players because they're young. They're trying to get paid. But maybe some veterans would, yes. Dan, you going to go halftime again? I'm going to attempt to do halftime, yes. If I can't for some reason, then, some other day. But I'm going to try to do as many halftimes as I can. I know you guys like talking to me at halftime, so I appreciate it, guys. Clippers are still the rejects of LA. Can't cover up our championship banners with selfie posters much longer. I agree, bro. That team is garbage. Dan, who do you prefer, DeAndre or Noel? If Cousins is unavailable, definitely DeAndre Jordan. Noel really hasn't proven anything. He can be a good player in spurts, but Noel's really injury prone. He's been like that his whole career, and he really hasn't proven anything. Combat Sports Talk says, I can't stand Mike from Laker Talk. Why, bro? What do you say? I haven't been watching his videos. This is my only channel for the Lakers. I appreciate you, man. Bottom of my heart. You too, man. I'll be watching you for anything LA sports, bro. I see you. What did Mike say? Everybody's like talking bad about him. I wonder. Dan, me personally, I think this is the season is lost, and I hope that we do better in the offseason. Man, you can never give up on this team, man. They can turn it around. Trust me. I know we're 10 to 11 games, under 500 already. But a lot of these games have been winnable. If we had that star player to put us over the top, it's a wrap. And if the Lakers can pull off some sort of trade, the season can be salvaged. So I'm not giving up on them. However, I do understand your point of view, and I respect it, man. I'm not mad at you. DeAndre is defense and strength along with potential Lob City and from. So, yeah, they would kind of have that connection. I can see that. Dad, are we a championship contender when we get Boogie and PG-13? I think so, man. It might take a year or two to gel, but I think that's a dangerous team, especially if we could keep the core three, which is Lonzo, Ingram, and Kuzma. First-time viewer, we don't have any 2018 picks. No, unfortunately, I'm not sure. I think we do have the second rounder, but we don't have any first-round picks. And this is the part that hurts. I hate to say this on our channel, but unfortunately, it looks like the Celtics are going to get our pick because they traded for it. They traded down from the first pick, and they got Jason Tatum with the third pick plus our pick. So it's tough. But hopefully I want us to win, if anything, so the Celtics don't get a high pick. I want us to keep winning. So every game for me is still crucial, man. I'm still glued to my TV set. I'm still watching. I still have hope. But if it's your first time joining us, welcome, bro. But I try to be as positive as possible. Sometimes I do go off the rails because I get upset as well. I'm only human, but I try to stay positive. Mike's always starts his videos with, I didn't watch the game, LMAO. Gus. Oh, Mike Laker Talk is interesting, bro. He reminds me a lot of my older brother. My older brother, when the Lakers start doing bad, he wants to cancel the cable or he'll tune out, at times. I'm different. I got to stay glued to the TV set. I don't know, man. I just feel like I'll miss out on something. But it's crazy, man. Mike Laker Talk reminds me a little bit of my older brother, so that's why I don't dislike him, but I understand. He's a little bit more negative than me. So where I'm the positive one in Laker Nation, he's probably the more negative one, and he can easily turn on players. He turned on Russell. He's turned on other players. So that's why I kind of stopped watching him. I don't really like negativity like that. I like to stay positive, man. I feel like we've been spoiled as Laker fans, and we've won many championships. We don't have the right to complain like a lot of other fans do. But that's just me, man. I appreciate the front office and the the organization as a whole. They've given us so much that we really shouldn't really complain. But we are spoiled, and we do have a lot of passion, and we want our Lakers to win. So I understand the fans' perspective as well. So I try to, understand everybody's perspective. I was not on board, however, when Mitch and Jim were running the show, because that was a clown show. So, that was tough to watch. But this front office I can get behind. I feel like they're going to lead us back to the promised land sooner rather than later, and it's only a matter of time. We're headed in the right direction already. So that's the difference between me and Mike. But I still like the guy. I feel like Mike has a lot of knowledge as well. I tune in from time to time. I like him. And we don't always see eye to eye. But I'm not going to argue with a Laker fan who also wants, good for the Lakers. It's not like he's a hater, so that's why Mike has been more positive this season than you, Dan. LOL, shockingly. Hey, that's good. I haven't watched this video, so if he's been positive, man, I appreciate it. But I always get complaints, so I don't know. People are always saying he's hating and stuff. Hopefully not. He's a smart dude. I feel like he needs a little bit more patience. Nothing's ever gonna pan out right away. It does take time to rebuild. I appreciate you, Justin. Thank you, brother. Do the Lakers need to start Bryant or Zoo? Let's give them a shot. You know what? I think it's time for a change. I agree. I've been saying this in my older videos. I feel like it's time for a change. If something's not working, Brook Lopez wasn't working, we have to experiment with different, channels. So we have to, I said channels, my bad. We have to experiment with different players. So I want these young pieces to get a chance as well. I appreciate you guys, man. Thanks, Laker, man. I appreciate all the compliments, brother. Man, you guys really make this channel go, because I wouldn't have a lot of content to talk about if you guys didn't hit me with these questions. You guys sometimes even update me when I'm running late. So where normally I was the first one to give you guys all the information, now sometimes you guys even educate me. So I appreciate you guys, man. This is our channel. It's tough though, man. I'm telling you, there's changes are gonna be made, and as a fan base, we just gotta get behind Magic, because I feel like he knows what he's talking about. I really do. Can he be emotional at times? Yes. Sometimes we can all be emotional. We can all say things we don't mean. But I think I also believe what's his face is very intelligent. Rob Pelinka, as an agent, a lot of star players like them and stuff. So I think he's super smart and savvy. And I think that's going to bode well for us, not only in free agency, but in the trade market. If anything hasn't happened, it's because the Lakers probably don't feel like we're getting enough value in return. And as a fan base, we would hate, because we see other fan bases do this all the time, give away players. We would hate to give away any players. So you want to make sure you get good value like we did for D'Angelo. We got really good value for D'Angelo. We got cap space. We unloaded Mozgov's contract, and we ended up, turning Kuzma, that pick into Kuzma. So we got really good value out of that trade. All we can ask for is something else like that. If Magic can pull that off, he is the GM of the year, man. So him and Rob, they're going to destroy. So I'm super stoked, and looking forward to see what happens this trade deadline. Derek Fisher is coming back as a head coach and stealing everybody's woman. LMAO. You got jokes, Combat. I see you, bro. Clay is not going anywhere. I feel the same way, Alex. I hear a lot of people say Klay Thompson should come to the Lakers, this and that. But Klay is just one of these players that, he was drafted to that franchise, and it's been good to him, and it has just worked out. So, if anything, I actually feel there's a better chance of landing a Kevin Durant than a Klay Thompson, because these homegrown players, they stay for, especially when they're winning championships. Hey, what's up, Laker Head? Welcome to the channel, brother. Would you trade Clarkson for Isaiah Thomas? Oh, yeah. Especially if he's healthy. Isaiah Thomas is a beast, man. So, Isaiah Thomas, if he can come back healthy, I mean, that's another piece to look for. If he would be willing to buy into like a super sub role where he gets 30-plus minutes a night, but he comes off the bench for Lonzo, that would be insane to have somebody like Isaiah next season. He's also a free agent if he opts out. So, man, so many possibilities. I'm excited for the summer, but I'm not overlooking. I'm not overlooking. What we're currently have right now. We have something good. We can make it better with a couple of tweaks. If we do make other trades, maybe we can land some shooters and stuff like that. It doesn't just have to be about the stars, guys. Maybe some shooting and a big man who can hold it down would be great. Dan, do you think Luke should stop trying to implement the Golden State Warriors which involves the best shooters in the NBA and should focus on a system that focuses on our strengths. That's exactly what I think, Gus. I've been saying that. That's why I've been critical of him. He's playing like we're Golden State. Sometimes we get abused because we go too small. And so, yeah, I agree. Great comment, by the way. Do we need to make a move for Boogie and George now? Some might argue that. I don't think it's a need, but it would definitely be welcome right now since it seems to be falling apart. It would be a welcome to land a star like that can finish out these close games. So we'll see what happens. Anyways, that's going to cut it for my pregame, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. So much to talk about. We're going to save some for halftime. Hopefully, at half we're talking positively about the Lakers. Hopefully they played up to par. I hate the Clippers so much. I would hope we can destroy them. But one day I know it's going to happen. If it's not today, it'll be soon. So definitely tune in. I'm going to try to get in a halftime show. If I can't, definitely, I got you guys after the game. So keep it locked right here. If you already haven't, please subscribe, and I'll catch you guys at halftime.